All right, all right, all right. We're live for 304 Studios in Jonesboro, Arkansas. This is an STS Pod Club production. That's right. This is episode 695 of STS Pod Club and episode 109 of Rollin Into Mempho. Every week, guys. Yep, every week, right here at 1 o'clock on Saturday afternoon, we're here reviewing Memphis Wrestling. I want you to go to stspod.club, go to the right-hand corner, and join our Patreon. It's only $5. Join it. You can follow us on TikTok, STS Pod Club, for the Shiznit Minute. And it also is on Facebook and Instagram, all the reels. You can even watch it on the back of your hand, I think. We had this past week, the record store, also a new episode of Best of the Best. And it was usually we review a WWE match, but this time Austin Lane and I reviewed his match from episode 100. Also, we talked about his interview, all kinds of fun stuff. And if you join Patreon in the Best of the Best tier there, you'll be able to listen to everything, even join us as we review matches this coming week. That's right, this coming week on stspod.club. Two very, very special, and I'm just going to hint, special AEW shows. You'll have to go to STS Pod or follow us on social media to figure out what we are doing. And speaking of what we're doing, hey, we fixing a review episode 109 first, and I promise, if you're watching this on video, this is your only commercial. I want to give upcoming events, including tomorrow's show at the WrestleCenter. So sit back, upcoming events, and then we'll be on with the show.
Tomorrow, March 26th, with former WWE luchador Lince Dorado. Meet Lince at our VIP experience with the stars of Memphis Wrestling. That's Memphis Wrestling Spring Break, presented by Homer Skelton Ford, tomorrow at the WrestleCenter. Next Saturday and Sunday, April 1st and 2nd, join us for our next free watch party at Dave & Buster's. Watch WWE WrestleMania Night 1 and 2 with us. It's free. That's Dave & Buster's in Memphis. Sunday, April 16th, Memphis Wrestling goes elite. AEW coach and wrestling legend Jerry Lynn is coming to Memphis Wrestling. Reserve your seat today. Saturday, April 29th, Memphis Wrestling tag teams with the Strayhorn Band Boosters for a huge night of action. This fundraiser will benefit the Strayhorn Band Boosters. Get ready for the first ever Strayhorn Street Fight. All tickets are on sale now. Get yours right now at championshipwrestlingmemphis.com.
All right. I forgot to mention, every week we do hits, misses, MVP, question of the week, what's happening, and must see. All right, let's start with it. Hits for week 109. Wow, this is going to be a long list today. Very good show, and I'll mention something at the end of hits here. Let's start talking about it. The Posse come out, do a really fun promo there, exactly what was going on. As they get into the ring, boom, we hit DK, Ray, all over the place. No rules. That's right, no rules. DK's punches are always so good. Crowd and sound on the crowd was going totally nuts. They love this match. Fun match. And you know what? After watching this match, and I'll mention some other stuff in hits at the end, but I wrote down, you got to write this one down for match of the year. Crazy, fun, exactly where this feud is being leading to. And tomorrow, and we talked about that, but tomorrow looks like there's going to be another match between these two teams. I'm wanting to see a title change. I want to see the belts on DK and Ray, but a really crazy, fun match. Big thumbs up, big hit for that match. Out come Barnabas and Maurice the Strong. Barnabas even used Carney. Called everyone Mizarks. Loved it. And then we had the gun show running out. Gun show was ready today, but they postponed it. It will be next week. Next week, Maurice the Strong steps in the ring with the gun show, Brett Michaels. I'm thinking to myself, here's two big guys, two big muscular guys. It will be, and I say that now, the gun show use muscles everywhere you can see them. You got a guy like Maurice the Strong who is old school, like the old circus strongmen. They were badass, and that's what he is. So it will be fun to see those two battling it out next week. All right. In gun show, the crowd was just so hot for him. He's so over. Next up, we had Gaston. Did I say that right? Gaston and Matt Williams against, aka I put Ellsworth Enterprises against Geo Savage and Draco. Man, guys, solid match. Gaston he's doing comedy at the best. They put these two guys together, and I say it was an accident or whatever, but Matt is just serious. He takes care of business, so good, smooth in the ring. This whole match was real good, perfect psychology, a serious match, and we got comedy with Gaston. I loved it. They Dustin keeps saying shades of Booker T. Are we foreshadowing something? I really think the way Dustin is, maybe we're going to have Booker T coming back. Hot tag was perfect. Good, solid match, as I said. Draco did not see any weaknesses in Draco. He was kind of hid there. Any weaknesses he had. Everybody working hard. Real good match. Big hit. And if you just started watching Memphis wrestling and you had no idea what's going on with this Reverend Ash, we had a fantastic little video that showed it with music where he had been trying to get new people to join. Reverend Ash clips were perfect on exactly what they should have done. Reverend Ash comes out with the promo. This is one of those, I've talked about this before, and Reverend Ash Taylor is very good. I haven't seen him wrestle yet, but I don't remember seeing him wrestle. Just put it that way. He's very good on the mic. And I've talked about everyone has a place in wrestling. If you really want to be in wrestling, I bet you Dustin Starr will train you to do anything. From putting the chairs up, the sound, you name it. This is the kind of stuff. But this guy, he's born to be a promo guy, born to be a manager. I talk about promos that make you a star. Well, he's had good promos from the start. This is a guy who is a rookie, been in the business not very long, and he come out and presented talking about the first steps on the righteous path. And he had Ray Collins and Jennifer Justice and Bulletproof Bruce out there. He did a lot of talking, guys. A lot of talking for a rookie. Very good. Big hit. We had Bruce and also Jennifer Justice putting their $100 in the plate there so that they could join Reverend Ash. But Ray Collins said no. Maybe we're going to see him as a babyface. Ray Collins said no. They jumped him, and Jennifer Justice, well, let me just say, she slapped the taste out of his mouth, or slapped him in the next week, whatever you want to say. Slapped the taste out of his mouth, slapped him in the next week, and then Ash kicked him really hard. So very good. Very good. I cannot tell you how much I enjoyed this segment. Franchise then comes out. Shane Douglas, very good talker, joins commentary. And he just a professional. Shane Douglas comes off as a true professional in wrestling, and everyone knows his history. Very good on commentary. And then we had Austin Lane against Tim Bosby. Excellent match, guys. I said match of the year for the first match with a brawl. This was a total different show, a total different match for the show is what I meant to say there. And we had all kinds of stuff. Tim Bosby is now the franchise with the win, the franchise of Memphis Wrestling. He even used Alan Steele's finisher, Twisted Steel, just all kinds of stuff. Austin Lane had, man, I think he had some extra fire, maybe with Shane Douglas being there or just with Bosby trying. And I'm not saying he can't keep up with him, but that match was in Austin Lane's had a lot of good matches on Memphis Wrestling. But that match, he may go back and say that was the best match he's had, just flawless. And think about this. We talked about a rookie earlier. Tim Bosby just had the best match he's had of his career, and he's only been doing it very, very short time. And we've said this before, and I remember when Rhino was still with me, and the first time we saw him, we both said, this guy is going to be a star. He's going to be a star. I remember talking to his trainer, Alan Steele, about the crew of people. This was when he first got started training, and I said something to Alan, and Alan's like, yeah, wait till you see Bosby. And so just an awesome match, awesome finish. We got a new franchise of Memphis Wrestling, and just we can just ride the coattails of this kid. He's easily going to be a star in this business, not just for Memphis Wrestling, but for wrestling all around, anywhere he wants to go. Let me say, I said I was going to say something at the end of the hits. I believe from top to bottom, when it comes to pure wrestling and very, very, very good storytelling, this was the best show of all 109 shows. The best show. I put my money on it. If you've never watched Memphis Wrestling, you're just listening to this podcast for the first time. Shame on you. Start about episode 90. Come all the way up to 109. Then start watching some of the old shows. This show is on fire. And it's almost like I do a review for hits because everything's good. And then I'll pick a few misses. But this match, the main event, the match at the front, and this show is what wrestling is about. This is Memphis Wrestling. Fun show. Big thumbs up to everyone involved in that show. Well, that was our hits for week 109. All right, we're up to misses. Did I find any misses? Hey, I'm just going to be so picky with this. We missed a garbage can shot. A garbage can to the cranium is what Dustin said. We missed that shot with the camera. I think there was another, but with all that stuff going on at the same time, it is hard for the cameraman to be exactly where he needs to be. Also, I didn't see, come on now, we need a close-up. T-Bone, Terrence Ward. You didn't do the shuffle, man. You didn't do the shuffle. You got to get on with the shuffle. So that's my miss. We need close up of T-Bone doing the shuffle. All right, guys. That was our misses for week 109. All right. MVP. Well, the MVP for week 109. You know, I'm going to pick somebody, but it had a lot to do. What do they say? You're just as good as your dancing partner. Well, his dancing partner was Austin Lane, and they had a fantastic match. But by MVP, and I talked about him a lot there during the hits, is Tim Bosby. MVP for week 109, Tim Bosby. All right, guys, it's time for the question of the week. Week 109 comes from JoJo Dancer 456. JoJo Dancer 456. The question is, could you ask Big Dan, the security guy, if he would ever consider being a full-time wrestling manager? You guys know Dan has had some trouble with Aaron Roberts, sent him to the hospital. he come back and managed Zay Washington there. I reached out to Big Dan, and let's listen to what Big Dan had to say about becoming a full-time wrestling manager.
Hey, JoJo Dancer 456, thanks for sending in that question. Great question. You know, I would like to be a manager at Memphis Wrestling, but I'm getting too old. My body can't handle the things it used to. No, that is. Especially, you can tell that when they took me away in the ambulance. But yeah, I would love to be a manager. No, and on second thought, I really like being the head of security because I meet all the talent that comes in. And I try to be the best security guard that I can be, no matter what Jimmy Blaylock says. But thanks for sending in that question. See you at the Wrestling Center.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for sending in those questions. As you can see below on the screen, as I said, you can do the phone number and we'll play your message, or you can email us. Guys, that was question of the week. Big thanks to Big Dan. Thank you guys for sending them in. Send in more. Question of the week. All right. We're up to what's happening. What's happening for week 109? What's happening? I like saying that. Next week, I want to say Godzilla versus King Kong, but I'm going to say King Kong versus King Kong. That's right. Gun show on one side of the ring, Maurice on the other side of the ring. These two guys are going to clash, two big titans against each other. I'm excited. I'm excited about next week's show in that match. That, guys, is what's happening for week 109. All right, we're up to must see. Must see for week 109. Must see. I said this last week. I usually don't do two things for must see, but I'm going to do it. The crazy brawl match, the Posse against DK and Ray Ray. Go out of your way to watch that. Really fun match. And the main event, Austin Lane against Tim Bosby. That's my two must-see matches. I watch the whole matches. Must-see for week 109. Well, guys, you know what I'm fixing to say. Same bad time, same bad channel. On the best little wrestling podcast in the business. Be there. And as everyone knows, I love my mama.